go ahead and say thank you to the Ignata community putting on this wonderful tournament. We have the best of 7 finals coming at you right now. We have OD's IMcuddlebear going up against GJLac, MyDarling. Now I am not familiar with that team, so I apologize in advance. But yeah, this is the ISM June Diamond and Master Tournament. Sorry for the mix-up as far as the stream goes. It should be restarted here very, very shortly. So, without any further ado, spawning in the upper right-hand corner here on Overgrowth Ladder Edition in the green trunks, it is going to be OD's IMcuddlebear. And spawning in the lower left-hand corner in the blue trunks for Team GJLac, it is going to be MyDarling. That is the coolest dog picture I have. It's like it's almost like an Anubis picture. That's really cool. It's kind of like tilted though, so kind of interesting there. So anyways, so we have a TVT final for you guys. So thank you guys for those who have been tuning in for the semifinals. Some pretty epic games put on by Armageddon, I gotta say. But yeah, so we're going to be looking at a TVT here. Now, honestly, this matchup is like very foreign to me, so I apologize in advance for any craziness or just lack of information because, yeah, this matchup is by far, yeah, one of my worst matchups, and I'm not sure I necessarily know what the heck I'm doing with this because I don't play Terran. But anyways, I will try to analyze this as best as I can for you folks. So yeah, so pretty much. Ooh. Okay, so we're gonna be seeing actually out of both the players. Wow. So both players going for a very, very heavy intensive tech play. Very interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a factory come out that quickly. Usually you'll see the Reaper come out and kind of normal dibble-dabble and whatever, and kind of you see a very standard Terran opener going for that fast span, but none of that shenanigans going so far. Both players are actually doing what I would call the exact same build, pretty much eye to eye so far. I think the only real difference is the second refinery came a lot quicker for IMcuddlebear. Probably, actually, yeah, pretty much exactly same build, just a little bit off in timing. So it'll basically boil down to who has their build as refined, best refined as possible. So it does look like we are going to be seeing probably some Banshees come out of IMcuddlebear. We'll have to see whether or not that's going to be the same build coming out of MyDarling. Yeah, pretty much exactly exactly like one for one. Now I do find it interesting that the tech lab did come out on the barracks. Like he went ahead and built the tech lab for the factory, but he also did one for the barracks so he could get that rolling. Now it does look like MyDarling is going to be going for the Raven first, which is actually pretty much a nice little counter to the stealth play or the stealth Banshee that's going to be coming out of IMcuddlebear. So we'll have to see how this kind of pans out and whether or not this actually can turn out in MyDarling's favor, because that's kind of what it's looking like right now. And actually we do have tank production now coming out of MyDarling as well. So definitely going to be focused very, very heavily on kind of a marine tank army composition, and going to throw in those Ravens and actually immediately going in straight into the Viking for support. So definitely going to be pretty much counter to what's IMcuddlebear's doing. So so far no any signs of any potential expansion coming out of either player. Just pretty heavily teching, getting things up and running, and then also getting tech lab on this factory for IMcuddlebear. So it looks like their mindset is very, very similar. Chief's like, I'll try to be sick good. Okay, sounds good. But yeah, Banshee's going to be coming around, trying to get some damage done. Granted, the Raven is already out on the field. Now, I'm very surprised that he's actually just kind of abandoning the main for it. The Banshee's going to come out here and get a handful of shots off on some of these units. Now, the Raven is coming back, so we got to keep an eye out on that. And yeah, there's not a whole lot of scouting we'll do for him, and that Banshee is going to get picked off at this point, and things are looking really good. That was IMcuddlebear's only form of aggression. So with that now eliminated, he can now focus on the attack that he was planning on doing with these 2 tanks. And actually, this is going to be a really, really nice setup. With only 1 tank coming out of IMcuddlebear, he just has to kind of hold his ramp. I'll be interested to see if he sets up here. Or, yeah, he's kind of debating on where he wants to set up. Going to put his tank kind of in this nice pocketed position. Couple Marines coming out here trying to get a good idea of when things are going to show up. Viking, yeah, it's going to be very, very careful. Okay, looks like MyDarling's coming in here. Woo, tank shot going off, getting a lot of damage done. Tanks are sieging up. 1. Looks like the Secret Moves will go in. The tank will go down, and this push is going to get denied very, very, very fast. Oh my gosh, IMcuddlebear could not have played that better. Very, very, very nice use of that Seeker missile, doing a lot of damage to those tanks. Yeah, I guess I'm really surprised that MyDarling just waltzed right in, didn't even bother to scout with his Raven and whatnot. So yeah, IMcuddlebear's going to be happily pushing across the field, saying, you know, I think we're in a good position. Obviously, his naturals all up and ready to go. Actually, both players' naturals are up and ready to go. I just got to push that down for IMcuddlebear. He's a little worried for that aggression. But yeah, Vikings coming in. Might try and get some pot shots off on the Raven if possible. Granted, this tank positioning is going to be very, very cool. Yeah, he's able to siege up the mineral line without really putting himself at any risk whatsoever. And there's really not a whole lot that MyDarling can do about this. I mean, the reactor's going to go down. It would be really nice to see a medevac get made, maybe to try and do some like drop play back in here. But yeah, with these tanks set up the way they are, I mean, it's going to be really, really difficult for MyDarling to really get a whole lot done as far as mining is concerned back here. Gotta be a little careful. There we go. Tides have turned. There are now 2 Vikings. So yeah, so behind this, we do have some more production getting made here for IMcuddlebear as he is getting up a couple more barracks to round out his production. And yeah, happily mining on 2 bases compared to his friend. And yeah, things are looking good. Lots of stuff going on in the chat. Just FYI, no longer Hypnotic Gaming. We're now Shots Fired Gaming. And the tournament will be renamed next month. Okay, good deal. So it looks like Hypnotic has renamed. Shots Fired Gaming it is. So definitely keep an eye out for them as an up-and-coming team. Kind of more on the semi-pro. I guess I haven't heard of a whole lot of Hypnotic folks in the pro scene yet, but I'm sure we will be seeing them soon enough. But yeah, so it will be the SFM monthly tournament coming relatively soon to a wonderful screencast near you. So yeah, so at this point, looks like MyDarling has finally found a way to get back in here. The tanks are, ooh, scan goes off, trying to get some damage done, but not going to be able to get anything done. Also, feel free if you want to join the community. You can come to the Shots Fired community in the wonderful chat portion of StarCraft. Talk with some wonderful people, as always. So, third base coming down for IMcuddlebear. Not to get distracted with the chat, because very easy to do so. And then, obviously, lots of shout-outs going on to their forum and whatnot. So make sure you check them out there. So, anyways, back to the game. So, lots of production now coming out from MyDarling. He's kind of put himself into a pickle. Looks like he was planning on going for a mech-type play. Wow. that was mildly ignorant of me, as 3 more factories are going down. Yeah, so 3 more factories going down. Definitely going to be seeing some mech come out of this. Now, the big thing with mech is as the non-meching player, you have to put yourself into a position where your mobility is kind of the advantage that you take. And actually, with a lot of these units already pushing out here, it looks like IMcuddlebear wants to start applying some pressure. Now, obviously, there's not a whole lot of defense back here, so a drop could easily come back here to the back and get a fair amount of damage done. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that. He is going in, checking. The third obviously isn't there, so IMcuddlebear's probably like, wow, that Marine just got vaporized. Just absolutely annihilated. But yeah, we have a patrolling barracks back here. That's pretty epic. Don't see that too terribly often. But yeah, IMcuddlebear at this point, you know, doing exactly what he needs to be doing, getting his third base up a lot faster, starting to get his production going a lot faster, as he is a lot of tech labs. So definitely going to be very heavy on the Marauder front. Stim still isn't finished up yet. Very late Stim, actually. And then our first round of Hellions are going to go ahead and come out onto the field. We'll have to see whether or not Yep, all those Hellions are just going to immediately die. That's cool. What in the world? What are those? Okay, I'm really confused now. Those SCVs kind of just came out of nowhere. Okay, so I guess he's just been like massively building SCVs. I don't know. Looks like he was planning on taking this third and just decided not to. So, anyways, IMcuddlebear still playing very, very passive. Still doing exactly what he needs to. He sees his opponent's taking his third bait. Well, he hasn't quite seen it yet, but kind of knows it's coming. And it's going to go ahead and take the gold base to get his economy really, really booming. Upgrades-wise, we aren't seeing him go for those really, really fast upgrades. He's still on 1-1, and it looks like he got a little bit of time. Actually, I don't think he was started 2-2 yet. Yeah, they're still kind of AFK right now. But yeah, I mean, at this point, I feel like IMcuddlebear really needs to try and push the limit, and maybe try to do some dropping into the main. That would definitely be nice. He can definitely set up some tanks to deal with the missile turrets if necessary. Yep. So drop into the main will go down, trying to get as much damage done as possible. But with that many, holy cow, lots of missile turrets. Oh my lord. Getting lots of damage done, but there's a lot of units here still coming out. Hellions are pretty good against this unit composition, but I think overall, yeah, this is definitely gonna get cleaned up. But you know, still got him pushing. You know, Cuddlebear's really just trying to pick things apart and get a lot of damage done. Tanks are gonna get cleaned up here at the third base, so it does look like MyCuddlebear wants to push this aggression in here at the third. Granted, a lot of his army is still sitting out here kind of outside the main. I'm really surprised he hasn't started to move that in. Sensor tower going to go ahead and go down. He's going to focus down some of these SCVs as he wants to minimize production here as much as possible. We do have some Thors already out of the field. Obviously, these units are going to get cleared up here, but I really am surprised he hasn't done anything with these. There we go. Finally starting to move them. And yeah, at this point, you know, fair amount of damage got done. 14 workers killed in total, so looking pretty good. I don't know. The biggest thing is, you know, it's the hardest part about dealing with mech is like finding that optimal position where you can get in, get the damage that you need done without like just absolutely having your army obliterated. So that is going to be very, very key. So, granted, IMcuddlebear is on fully maxed out at this point compared to his opponent. So, as long as he plays his cards right, he should be able to get in here and get a substantial amount of damage done. Scan going down to get an idea on the army composition. And actually, IMcuddlebear's going to be pushing out to try and get a good engagement here. Tanks are starting to siege. Now, I'm really surprised that he's not, like... Okay, there we go. Going to try and, like, optimize his mobility, come in here and kind of reposition himself. Going to try and take out these walls, give himself another avenue that he can go down. A lot of SCVs here. I think he's really, really looking to push the envelope, clear up some of his supply so we can get a more heavy army supply. So, still very antsy, as mech players tend to be, mech-playing players tend to be very antsy. But Hellbat drop going down here at the third base, cleaning up a lot of these SCVs, actually, getting a lot of damage done. And I would really love to see a battle cruiser tech switch come out from IMcuddlebear. I feel like that would be a really good opportunity to maybe give himself the positioning that he needs. But looks like MyDarling's going to say, okay, had enough fun with this, going to go ahead and push out. Gold Base does already have a planetary fortress. Granted, there is no other defenses here, so IMcuddlebear definitely needs to get back here as quickly as possible. I'm really surprised he doesn't see the army. I mean, it's just kind of like chilling out there. Needs to get moving. Yeah, that base went down absolutely, just instantly. So, Seeker missiles going down on a handful of those tanks. Definitely gonna obliterate them. And at this point, I feel like IMcuddlebear's just not doing anything. Really, really needs to be like pushing the envelope, and he's not. I mean, he's letting his opponent get up his army and reinforce stuff, and he's coming in here, but he's going to find a whole bunch of tanks, and tanks do a fair amount of damage. Granted, there might just barely not be enough. Tanks are getting a lot of damage done, but with the last handful of tanks now being cleaned up, I mean, there's still a fair amount of tanks here for IMcuddlebear, so he just really needs to get in here and start to get things done. And yeah, the rest of this army is going to get cleaned up. So MyDarling now taking a supply lead, and that's honestly all you really need to do as a mech player. Is once you take the supply lead, you're in a really good position to start applying the pressure and really boiling your opponent into a position where he can't really do a whole lot. So definitely some good mech play coming out of him. Now, it does look like he's going to go ahead and try and take this gold base himself. Meanwhile, IMcuddlebear is going to like go ham on this base down here in the bottom corner. Ooh, nice Seeker missiles detonations. Getting a lot of damage done. Now, if only he can get a lot more of those. We do have him adding a lot more Ravens into his composition, which is definitely going to be very, very key. A lot of those Seeker missiles are going to have to make the appropriate connections and do a lot of damage to the army. So we'll have to see. Now, supplies are starting to come back in IMcuddlebear's favor. So definitely need to see. So a couple shots getting off here. Raven's trying to get in here, get some Seeker missiles off, going down on the tanks as much as possible. A lot of them going down, but at the cost of the Raven's lives. Unfortunately, the Seeker missiles don't quite do enough damage. It looks like it takes 2-ish Seeker missiles to take out a tank. So definitely going to need a lot more Ravens and a lot more Seeker missiles in order to deal with that. Nice little Hellion run by here into the natural. Going to clean up the natural pretty much instantly. And yeah, I think IMDarling's done it. I mean, he's kind of forced his opponent into a very awkward position. Gold base is still kind of mining. These Marines really aren't doing anything. And it looks like, you know, IMcuddlebear's just having a very difficult time dealing with this. Really needs to get these units to like effectively do something, because them walking around really isn't going to get what he needs done. Seeker missiles going down. Bam! Lots of damage going down, and thinned out the tank line a substantial amount, but a lot of units trying to get in here and get some damage done. Tanks are getting focused down as quickly as possible, and it looks like IMcuddlebear is going to be breaking into the natural here, getting a lot of damage done. Come on, do damage. Don't A-move. Come on. Come on, do damage. Do something. I don't know. I think IMcuddlebear's kind of in an awkward position. Doesn't quite know what to focus on. Trying to, you know, kill the gold base, get things rolling and moving in the appropriate direction. A lot of tanks still, so it's gonna be very, very difficult for him to get in here and actually get the damage he needs done. Honestly, this could turn into a base race by the looks of it. I mean, Hellbat's going to be coming in here and starting to pick at the mineral line here at this 5th-ish base. Yeah, this is a very, very odd scenario because it's like IMcuddlebear's now getting supply blocked a little bit. I mean, a lot of these units are getting cleaned up, but it really is going to boil down to whether or not he can deal with the tanks. And I think now with the Thor count really, really diminished, it's going to be very easy to land the appropriate seeker missiles and get things done. Because, I mean, as far as, like, resources are concerned, I mean, neither player is mining. They both have 7 harvesters, and not a whole lot's getting done. So we're not going to be seeing any more unit production, per se, unless, yeah. Because, basically, at this point, Marines are the only thing that can be built from IMcuddlebear. So things are starting to get cleaned up here. Seeker missiles going down on tanks. Wow. 4 seeker missiles on 1 tank. A little too much, in my opinion. Yeah, this is really awkward. So lots of units kind of being huddled up against over here. Really needs to make sure that he has every single unit with his army composition to get as much damage done as possible. What an odd game. And this, my friends, is why TVT is the longest matchup in the history of matchups. So yeah, I think this is going to boil down to a single hurrah as these tanks are trying to get themselves into a good enough position to kind of corner his opponent. I mean, with this many Vikings out on the field, yeah, all of the command centers are like huddling in the main. Oh, what a strange game. Single Marine, here a Marine doing its damage. Oh. Well, we'll keep an eye on that down lower right-hand corner. Command center will fall. Okay, so nice stim going up, trying to get as much damage done on the Vikings, getting a little bit of damage done. But still, I don't think IMcuddlebear's really got enough to deal with this. Tanks OP, pretty much. And yeah, with the Hellbats now kind of pulling everything out, no more Ravens, and yeah, this is looking pretty rough. The rest of the Vikings are going to go ahead and get cleaned up, and pretty much this single island is all IMcuddlebear really has left at his disposal. Oh, what a game. Lots of scans going down. Tanks now getting into position to start dealing critical damage. Mules trying to get as much money as possible. Wow. I'm really surprised that he thinks that he can continue. Basically, it will boil down, I think, to this drop. If this drop can be effective, then he might continue on going about it. Otherwise, I'd say he'll probably pull GG here soon. But yeah, pretty good first match here in the finals. A lot of interesting plays coming out of both players. Mech still pretty OP, in my opinion. Yeah, these mules are going to get cleaned up here soon enough. But yeah, production's starting to get picked out for both players, and yeah, like I don't know, man. You know, as a caster, when you get to this type of situation, it's just like, oh my gosh, how did we get here? And we got here through a series of very long and very winded engagements, I guess would be the word choice. So if the rest of the production can get taken out, so ooh, tank shots going off, a lot of Marines getting taken out. Oh, this is barracks being built, trying to get anything at this point. I mean, just like, tanks coming in here, getting a bunch of damage done. GG is called, well played, and looks like MyDarling is going to be taking game number 1. Thank you, Lord. GG, and
First blood.
First blood is drawn here as MyDarling takes game number 1. So we will hopefully turn up the music a little bit, get things rolling into game number 2, and holy cow, get things going. So stay tuned. We will be back with game number 2 of this best of 7 finals here.